joined maybe around 15 to 20 minutes back. Sorry for the delay because I had to prepare it. Anyway, I have done it now. You can see that. And today lectures on global production and supply chain management, but we did with the third lectures, but maybe few slides. And so today we are doing the extended one, the same, because that is part of the syllabus, but I was not given a time that I didn't. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Idea where you have to be silent in fight situation. Abdul Kalam, former president of India and scientist, space scientist, right? And he is a leader. And how from a very low scale from this one and become a national president. So you all know that, and he's giving based on his experience. Even if he was in Sri Lanka once, I don't know whether you all had time to see him. Okay, so. Okay, that is just to wake you up, and after 12 o'clock, I don't know whether you had lunch or not, I don't know. Anyway, this is our plan, and professor will do the last two, and I am supposed to do 13. I am doing the 10th one today. Of course, 10th one is the co-production anyway, that I missed it. I not missed it, I omitted, but now I am doing flow production, and that is the 4th one. Okay, so I have to do other 3 more, that is international trade tariff, foreign direct, and trade and import with the democratic transition based on the time available. I think it's coming this month, but I don't know exact date. Okay. So we'll be focusing on these points. Introduction, what is production supply, and today I'll be using a little bit more videos because I can't bring it to the imagination of you if you are not work for a factory. Okay. Or a supply chain. So I I'm bringing, I'm using or playing few more videos to make you understand about the environment, because it is a different. I don't know whether you are working, anyone is working in the factory environment or a supply chain, export import, that's okay. Otherwise, difficult to understand. Provided you are learning your operation management, then it would be useful. I don't know. Have you all studied a subject called operation management in your this one last semester?
No, sir.
So do you have this semester? No. No subject called operation management, no?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so then, no, it's okay. No, but some, because I didn't know about your whole curriculum. So if you are learning operation management, then would I learn? Okay, anyway, I'm doing, but I'm using more videos. Bear with me. If not, if you say don't want, I will skip it. But I brought it to play and show you that because very difficult to imagine, right? If I say how what do you call Apple is doing it, I can tell you 2-3 words. But when they come to a picture animation, then you will understand more. So that's why I brought some videos about Nestle, about Klaxo, right? I don't know the Klaxo. I'm driving it, but I don't know the video is there, right? Toyota is a known production system in the world. Okay. So I'll be sharing. So if you don't know, you can say that you don't like it. I can skip it. But make it alive. I brought some videos to play. Okay.
Please share with us, sir.
So we know the international business function. There are 6 scores, right? With the import, export, and counter trade and all of the things. So that we discussed on third lecture, I think. Global trade and imposing. Global production that we are going to study. That's why I put red. Global marketing we did this. Global strategy management, corporate governance we did. International finance management and global. So that we didn't do. That's why I didn't highlight or not bold. Okay. Finance management because professor might include in that one sometime. Okay. HR you would have learned already, but I don't know that you have learned about international HR. So, but multinational company, I little bit I touch. Okay. So, what is production? In international business, production refers the activities of the firm to create a product or service across the multiple countries. You know, like a trade, this is also a production. International trade, not in one country. You may be producing in several countries, right? You will produce and sell it to other country and you will give it to other people. Or you do some components of the product and send it to other country to assemble. Okay, if you take a 787 Dreamliner, things are coming from various countries, assembled or manufactured in US, right? So that's why that here that the location, production locations are located at different various part of the world. So then to manage, you need supply chain as well. So that is the subject is the theoretical lecture today together. Global production and supply chain management. Sometimes some universities say supply chain management is a separate subject for MBA courses. So that is depending on the curriculum 2 years. So your one is a 1 year. So maybe they would account with the 8 or 10 subjects. I don't know how many, right? But MBA 2 years, sometimes that university has supply chain management or quality management like that, okay? Or operation management. So, but here I am using as only one lesson or session. Key elements of global location, choice, cost, production. So, what is the where to produce? What is the cost? And how do you manage the supply chain spread? Okay, I said various countries. Rather than measuring in a single comb, like I said, a 7-8 Dreamliner coming from various part of the world, manufactured in, assembled in US. Okay. It reverses the manufacturing assembly, so I have already told. Link web like a manufacturing network. So I showed you all on the first lecture, second lecture, and all how Dreamliner airplane assembled in US. Things are coming from Japan, Germany, and all part of the world. Of course, it's a subsidiary of Boeing, but sometimes outsourced as well. Okay. So if you have any question, please stop and ask. So I must speak today. My talking is okay for you all, please? Or do you want me to slow still further?
No, that's no,
Good.
sir, it's good.
Okay, right. Thank you. So I have put in the website a small picture. What is meaning of production? So you can read it, the picture, right? So now you see what is global production. There's two videos. One is on China, other one on general. Okay. So now watch this video. It's a short video.
Sultan Kudarat State University, the Contemporary World. BE Ed 1B, Group 2. Elmi Eugene Palermo, Senya Peñaflor, Jessa Pamatian, Lynn Pilayo, Carl Vincent Paya, Shea
and fax machines of the 1980s and 90s didn't really give firms much advantage. Fast forward 20 years, phone calls and video conferences are virtually free. Shipping is cheap and easy. People are incredibly mobile. Computing and the internet have made the world more connected than ever. This 21st century production revolution is transforming how companies make products and distribute them worldwide. Take the automobile industry. French manufacturer Renault builds its new electric car Zoe in France. Most design and engineering work on the car took place at Renault's Techno Centre near Paris, but some was handled at other sites worldwide. Similarly, many of the Zoe's key components, like the chassis, windscreen and tyres, are manufactured in France. But each car has thousands of components, many of which come from somewhere else: an electric battery from Korea, engine components from Germany, a satellite navigation system from the Netherlands, and the list goes on. It's fair to say that a car rolling off the assembly line is made in France and has created jobs there, but it has also created jobs and value in countries worldwide. Economists call the complex process by which an automaker designs, builds and sells a car a global value chain. They are seen in almost every sector and are increasingly challenging the way we look at the global economy. But not every country plays the same role or carries the same weight in global value chains. Small, open economies like the Slovak Republic or Belgium rely heavily on foreign imports to make finished goods. In large economies, like the United States and Japan, domestic goods make up a much higher percentage of the value chain. The same is true in Australia, Norway, and Russia, because their main exports are natural resources like minerals, oil, and gas. The OECD says countries should be open to trade. If you have to import to export, tariffs and red tape won't help. Lowering barriers to investment will allow countries to better integrate global value chains. Government policy should enable firms, and in particular SMEs, to reach beyond their borders. This means investing in skills, advanced manufacturing, and high-quality infrastructure. Boosting innovation is also key to ensure that workers are ready for the 21st century economy.
Thank you for watching.
Car produced,
Submitted to Prof. Nancy Espacio.
parts are coming from all part of the world. So that you should know. Now you see, based on this all, but China has used it very carefully, became a global factory now, right? So please watch carefully, maybe a 5 minutes, so I think.
Look around you. Your phone, your clothes, your shoes, your laptop, even the toys your children play with. Now ask yourself one question. Where were they made? Chances are the answer is the same: China. But how did one country become the factory of the entire world? This is not just a story about factories. This is a story about power, strategy, and global control. In the 1970s, China was poor, isolated, and struggling. Most manufacturing happened in the United States, Europe, and Japan. China was not seen as a competitor. It was seen as a developing nation, far behind the industrial world. But behind closed doors, something was changing. Chinese leaders realized one simple truth: if we control production, we control the future. And that realization changed everything. China didn't become the world's factory by accident. It was planned. The government created special economic zones, cheap land, low taxes, minimal regulations, and massive infrastructure. They sent one clear message to global companies: come manufacture here. We'll make it cheaper, faster, and easier than anywhere else on Earth. Western companies listened, and that realization changed everything. Why? Because in China, labor was cheap, workers were abundant, and supply chains could be built at massive scale. Slowly, quietly, factories moved. And with every factory that left the West, China gained more control. In most countries, building a factory takes years. In China, it takes months. Need 1 million products next month? China can do it. Need 10 million? China can still do it. This speed is not normal. It's engineered. From raw materials, to components, to assembly, to shipping, everything is connected in one ecosystem. This is not manufacturing. This is manufacturing dominance. Here's the real secret. China doesn't just make products. China controls the supply chains. Take one smartphone. Chips, screens, batteries, cameras, packaging. Most of these parts come from Chinese factories, even if the brand is American or European. That means if China stops, the world stops. Factories shut down. Stores go empty. Prices explode. This is not a theory. We saw it during COVID lockdowns, shipping crises, and trade wars. One country's decision shook the entire global economy. That's not manufacturing, that's leverage. At first, China manufactured for others, but while doing that, it learned technology, processes, quality control, automation, and logistics. Then something powerful happened. Chinese companies stopped copying and started competing. Brands like Huawei, Xiaomi, BYD, Lenovo, and Haier, they no longer just manufacture for the world, they now challenge the world. Today, more than 30% of the world's manufacturing happens in China. But the real number is even bigger, because many products made elsewhere still depend on Chinese parts. This creates a dangerous dependency. If relations break, if sanctions increase, If supply chains are disrupted, entire industries can collapse. This gives China something more powerful than money. It gives negotiating power. And in the modern world, supply chains is slow. It's in your hand. Engine of the global control world. Subscribe to the global empire.
So now you would have seen that it's a long video, but how China become number 2 in the world, and because of their long-term plan, strategy, and I was listening, I told you, they have a 25 years plan, then they have a 5-year breakdown, and then they have a implementation of 1 year, right? But we don't have even a 1-year plan. Of course, I don't know about now, but we talk about always and each government. There is no government change, the leader is always same. So that's also one reason they became number 2 in the world, and they will lead number 1. They will overtake US by 2030 or 31. But currently it's 17 trillion GDP. So now China has become a global factory. Almost everything produced, including Apple phones, are produced in China. Of course, factory controlled by Apple, that's a different. Of course, they do outsourcing of some item, but most of them are done in US, China. So China has become a global factory. So that's the reason we should study about this global production and supply chain. And if there's a breakdown in one of the supply chain process, the India world might get stuck. So the video was talking about. Okay. So in global production, managing global international production, multinational, we discussed in second lecture, address 3 things. Strategic question. Where are the location? Okay, China, India. Now something moving towards India. Samsung is moving towards India, right? Okay, we have to locate because Samsung, China has produced their own. They were talking about by doing for others. Now they have become the owners of that. They learn, right? BYD, and you can see all over the Sri Lanka, BYD is running, right? So we have to locate the country factors. Okay, China, India, or other countries. So now South Africa also happening. Okay, that is called Sahara. We discuss about regionalization or that one, economic regionalization sector. Okay, whether we are going to do centralized or decentralized. Are we going to do it all the production centralized or decentralized? Okay, so we can discuss about that. Are we going to buy or make it? Okay, are we making or importing and selling? Okay, so that is one. How to manage global dispersed supply chain? So that's a big issue. Whether to manage global logistics or outsource. So are we going to give it to Sri Lanka? One of the Haley's subsidiary called Advantage. They do a lot of supply chain management for others. If you don't have stores, don't worry. They are different locations. You can give your goods, and when you invoice it, they do the distribution. They do the distribution as well as they can. A distributor can go and collect the goods from them, and they will collect from your factory as well. Okay. So if you have a warehouse problem, I think they have to pay. I have seen 2 places. One is in Kelaniya, other one I have seen in Ambebusa towards Kurnala. There's a huge location. I have seen. I don't know the other places they have. I have huge one. So you can hand over your goods. So any of your distributor can go and collect it from there once you invoice it. Even I think they do invoicing for you also. When the order goes, if you are linked the system such a way, Advantage is a logistic company, right? So they do all this one, like other places. So whether you have to manage it or you hand over others. So these are the things. When you come to become you are a global company or a multinational or an international company, you should decide about these 3 companies. 3 questions. We have to locate whether we are going to do it one place or decentralized. We are going to buy it or make it. So we can buy it, outsource. Like say now government companies buy from outsourcing, right? So they give it. Okay. Now you see WNS Global is a service outsourcing company, right? HSBC earlier, I don't know, I think now earlier they were at Rajagiri and now at Kavalak City, I think, right? So they do for their own. Of course, I don't know about outside, but India HSBC network work done in Sri Lanka, right? I think now they are sailing down. Okay. How to manage proper dispersed supply. So based on that supply chain, how to manage the stores, where to locate the goods. Okay, produce, okay. So supply chain. Where do you locate, how do you deliver to the customer? Because timing is important. So these are the things as a multinational, when you do global production and supply chain, you have to involve and answer before into this one. So where to locate production, the multi-domestic or globally integrated. So you can go for network with a picture source, a regional specialization or vertical integration, or a centralized. So if you are producing component from different subsidiaries in different countries, so you can go for a vertical integration or globally integrated, ICA, right? IKEA, right? We discussed about manufacturing companies, the multinational companies. I showed you the like a web network, right? Or you can go for a regional production, or you can go for a centralized production. Country A produce and distribute to ABC, BCD countries. So that is multi-domestic or globally integrated, right? So that is based on that your philosophy and strategy. You can do that. Firm must choose the optimal country for their facility based on economic factors, political factors. We discussed about that, political factor, right? So very important. Because the stability and also if you depend 100% on that centralized production or something, is a problem. If you are dispersed for different countries, okay. So if you are going for a centralized policy and in a country somewhere, then you have to be very careful about. So now that is why some companies are moving from China to India, because China become their own product also a lot there. If you take India, they don't have on the mobile industry, very few. So Samsung doesn't want, and Samsung shifting, not closing, they are shifting the additional production and all of them. Google is shifting towards India. Okay, that is the current trend. Cultural factors. Okay, so whether our company culture and that country culture will match. So we discussed about national differences. We discussed. Okay, so nothing new, but now we are this subject is interrelated. Of course, I have keep it based on the timing. Now they are given a time, so I am doing it. Okay, otherwise I would have done as one of the function, the fifth or sixth lectures I would have done it. Okay. So now the Denso is a corporation, is a Japanese company. They do manufacturing this way. International production strategy, Denso manufacturing strategy based on absolute synchronization between local production and cups and central Japanese oversight. Okay. Mother plant system, local procurement and regionalization. Denso is the best in class factory activities, diversified clientele, and so they supply a lot of component. I think it was lot of components throughout the world. Okay, Asia, North Africa, and so on. So now you can see the picture shows how they are having and how do they this one. So just to give some ideas, so I can't go beyond all these companies detail much, but how they make, you can see they produce, export 8%. The other one they are using for local. So something they are giving to other countries. So other countries, the 23 million production dollar, 12% they are exporting. Other one they are using for local manufacturing. So some components like. So this is an example of how productions are scattered or located. One of the Japanese company, Denso. So this is centralized or decentralized. Centralized system, decentralized. You can see centralized or decentralized. So everything produced in one country and distributed to other countries. Of course, there is an advantage and disadvantage. If anything goes wrong, you get stuck. Say strike or some disaster, natural disaster problem, and maybe a transportation cost, distance, so lead time, right? Your supply chain, and you are blocking entire resources in one location, right? All these things are there. But decentralized, you can say inventory, so different location you do something. Okay, so that is you can see that in the bottom of the picture. Okay, so centralized production concentrating on manufacturing in one optimal location. I already economics of scale. So instead of producing 10,000 in pieces, 100,000. So you may get an economics of scale. You would have learned it in your accounting or costing. So I don't need to explain further, right? So you all studied economics of scale. Am I right? Am I right? Did you all study or not? Economics of scale?
Yes, sir. In economic.
So that's
In
okay.
that.
So decentralized, establishing regional production facility, multiple locations. So we told. So these are the things that they can see. Okay, they want to have it one location or multi-location. So picture shows, so that explain, cell explain. Okay. Make or buy decision. Okay. Make or buy decision. Outsourcing versus in-house. Right. So choosing between manufacturing a product in-house or purchasing it from external supplier. Right. So it can be from external supplier, you can buy it and sell it. Right? If you take one of the company called, I forgot the name in India, they are giving right to only Unilevers, right? Like a Fair and Lovely, they do also have a other product. They produce all the product, but they don't have a single factory. But they give right to Unilever in India. I can't remember the names that I have from some other place in India. It's a local company, but they have come out with that way without invest. So they have created different subcontractors, created maybe a systematic. They like a Fair and Lovely, like Glow and Lovely, Fairever. Okay, so I think now they also have changed Fairever. Like that, they have so many items exactly with the competing with Unilever product or the Hindustan Lever India, right? So make or buy decision. So they are not making, but they have created a brand of their own and getting done from outsiders. But they have got experience and expert on that. Now they are doing it very well. It is Fairever. I don't know whether you all have seen that is available in Sri Lanka. I don't know now they have changed the name. I don't know. But after Flow and Lovely, it was Fair and Lovely Unilever. They had a Fairever. Same color, same the pink color, everything. It was there in Sri Lanka also. I have seen, but it's the I think Kaleshwari or somebody, the name of the company. They have every product, but they don't produce. But they are giving rights to or give a big competition to Unilever. Like Kmas does it in Sri Lanka by Baby Sherry. Okay. So makeup decision. Production costs, extra labor costs, right? Monitoring costs and wage requirement costs and waste production disposal and then cost of buying. So the price is decided. So there's a tax cost, shipping cost, inventory holding. So you have to buy in so that you have to buy in a bulk. Of course, that now say when you come to just in time, like if you take MBS, they tell everybody the goods comes on the day they want it because they are created as big size and their purchasing power is high. So as a buyer, I'm talking about their accessory suppliers. They tell we want at this day your product. So they give it. And I think few companies, small company, they have their own location there to do embroidery. So that's why the MAs created their own this one. I'm talking about Mass Holding Sri Lanka. They have, they told, okay, just in time there. But sometimes we may say how to do that one. So that they are created internally a section, embroidery done by the outsourced, the outsider within the zone or within the factory. So when the order comes, so there is no issue. They know they have been 100% assigned, but not owned by MAs. Right? There's a company does it for them, right? So like I said in India, that Fairever, same as like Fair and Lovely, they call Fairever. I don't know whether now they changed the name. I didn't follow it up. So like that. Okay. So you have to make or buy decision. You have to decide as a global manufacturer. Make in-house, so that I already explained, by outsourcing, contract independent foreign suppliers or manufacturers. Like if you take a garment, they come and give a description, they give a sample, they say we wanted 500,000 pieces. So local garment factory produce and give. Okay, sometimes they give including supplying material even. Of course, now it has come, materials are not supplied. They describe this is the material, this and they give a sample of the garment. They produce and you produce and give some sample. Once they approved, you have to produce. That is outsourcing. So that's what Sri Lanka garment industry does, except even MAS does it. Okay, but of course MAS has gone a little bit and they do designing because based on the experience, they do designing part of that, they earn some money as well. Okay, and their fabric, their own fabric, their grey fabric, this one dyeing and other thing. So that is the difference. So like I said here, summary of global versus domestic production. Okay, so we discussed the second lecture, first lecture. The Dreamliner coming items are coming from different parts of the world. Okay. So supply chain, local or regional supply is the domestic. But when you come to the complex multi-country global network, so that is the difference from domestic and international. Risk factor, standard and local economy shift, you know their company. But if you keep the stock there, if there's a exchange rate fluctuating high or low, inflation, geographical risk, now like what is happening now today, America is announcing the people who are in the Middle East to see whether they can leave, right? I don't know what's going to happen. So they make a tension, right? So then if so, the US stocks and all get affected, or you may have a risk at that one. Okay, so risk factor. Regulatory girdles, single country laws. Okay, you know you have to follow only one country. But when you are dealing with the multi-country, diverse international trade, tariff, and labor policies. Okay, different country, different. So that's the difference. Including tax. Okay, and primary goal, local market fulfillment. The purpose is only to pull the Sri Lanka. Now the Maliban, in the case of Maliban, now they have to do satisfy India, satisfy. That is, I'm talking about India, that they supply to Reliance retail. Same way they supply to Middle East. They are distributors, so they are product. I don't know how they go for it. Okay, so that global cost efficiency and scale of optimization. So that is optimization is required. So there's a comparison of global, domestic, of production and supply chain. What will happen? Any question on that? Any question? Hello, you are listening?
No, sir, we are fine.
Yeah. So I told them made in US. So there is no country of origin. Of course, America brand we know Boeing, but it comes from different countries. No one, no, so everyone can say no. I also have contributed. Okay. So objective international production, primary objective. I don't know whether you have studied little bit in the management or I don't know. If not, right time, right quality, right quantity, minimum cost. Not cheap cost, minimum cost. Not cheap is not expected, minimum cost. Okay. So secondary objective, equipment quality, about your raw material, right manpower. These are the things objective of the production. Okay, flow production is different. So you should see whether by locating factory in China or India, can you give the product to America on right time? Okay, launching on 10th, can you send it? Or every 6 months they say the design, can we send it? So these are the questions the manufacturers or the multinational company has to answer. Can we supply on right time, right quality, and the quantity, capacity, no? You should have capacity and minimum cost. So by producing in China or India, the Apple can sell their product at $1,500. If they produce the same thing in US, $3,500. So that's the main reason they are. And again, I said, but Apple other way argued, if we had to do a factory in America, we put to find 600 engineers, we need 6 months. But we can do the same in a month in China. And that's the reason we went to China, not for the cost. Cost may be one secondary reason, but the talent, the pool of talent, at any time you can. Even that video talking about that, how China has become a global factory, because they said, okay, you come and invest, we will give land, no tax, and we will give talent people. Okay. Maybe 20 years back, every week $1 billion was coming as a foreign direct investment. But Sri Lanka, we are trying to talk a target only 1 or 2 billion a year. Okay, but that also not we are not achieving yet. Okay, but they were getting 52 billion per week, a month. Sorry, per annum. Because of that, 1 billion per week, right? So that's the reason they have become number 2 in the world with the 17 trillion gross domestic product or GDP. Okay. So what I discuss here, I am saying that here, one reason is lowering the cost. So by going there, so the garments, like I said, if Apple produce in US, they had to pay, they had to sell at 3,000. They don't tell cost. Okay, they say they had to sell at 3,500. If they had to, if they can produce from China or India, they can continue to pay, sell it at $1,500 or something. Even that 40% tax, Apple didn't bother about Donald Trump tax. They know that through this one, because they are experts, internal tax and other people, they would advise the CEO, but better to do it from India or China. So they did it. Okay, now the tax has come back to the normal because of the commercial court verdict. Okay. So this is two objective. One is lowering the cost, increase the product quality. So hope you all are now understood objective, what is production, where to locate, and objectives we discussed. So this is about secret of global production. It is animated one. Please watch this.
Welcome to Essential Biz. Companies plan production, acquire resources, control quality, and secure funding. Let's explore key strategies for managing international operations successfully. This chapter shows how to plan production strategies globally. You'll learn how to acquire physical resources for global operations. We'll explain production issues that managers face worldwide. Finally, discover ways to finance and support international business activities. Let's look at Toyota's global position as a leading automaker. Toyota is the 8th largest automaker, holding about 12% of the global car market. It generates over $240 billion in sales, with more than 349,000 employees. Toyota operates 53 production plants in 28 countries and sells cars in over 170 markets. It also runs 19 design and R&D centers worldwide under brands like Lexus, Hino, and Daihatsu. Most Toyota factories are wholly owned, but the company also uses strategic joint ventures. For example, TPCA in Czechia builds up to 300,000 compact cars each year with partners. Toyota carefully plans its production capacity, plant locations, new technologies, and factory layouts. These plans help the company boost efficiency while keeping global costs under control. Toyota funds its operations using Japanese and global capital markets, ADRs, and vehicle sales profits. This strong financial structure supports growth and keeps Toyota competitive worldwide. Let's move from Toyota's example to general production strategies. Companies plan production to control costs, pick good locations, and secure resources. Solid planning also considers funding for stable global operations. Capacity planning checks if a firm can meet demand efficiently. Underestimating demand loses sales, while overestimating causes waste. Location planning affects production costs and smooth operations worldwide. Companies study labor access, resource supply, transport costs, and political risks. Next, see how centralized production works as a key option. Centralized production uses a single site to gain economies of scale and lower costs. It's best for standardized products needing uniform output. Decentralized production spreads plants across regions for local market responsiveness. This setup adapts products locally and reacts quickly to changing demand. Let's shift to how companies plan manufacturing methods. Process planning aligns production with cost goals or unique product strategies. Firms pick automation for low cost or customization for differentiation. Next, see how standardization shapes production worldwide. Standardized production mass produces uniform goods for cost efficiency and consistency. Adaptation tailors products for local tastes, boosting customer appeal. However, customized production often raises overall costs. Facility layout planning adjusts factory design to match production needs. Smart layouts use space wisely and raise productivity, especially in high-cost areas. Now, let's explore how firms secure physical resources for production. Before starting operations, companies must secure raw materials, components, and needed infrastructure. Next, firms decide whether to make parts internally or outsource them. In-house production gives control and potential cost savings. In-house production, or vertical integration, keeps key processes within the company. This method improves oversight and may reduce production risks. Outsourcing parts boosts flexibility and spreads risk across suppliers. It helps companies adapt quickly, but needs reliable partners. For example, Dell outsources many components, but assembles computers internally. This strategy balances cost control with quality and speed. Next, firms evaluate raw material needs for production. They check quantity, quality, and availability to ensure smooth operations. After securing materials, companies acquire factories and warehouses. They can buy existing assets or build new ones as a greenfield investment. Now let's cover managers' key concerns in production. Quality improvement reduces waste and keeps customers satisfied. Next, companies adopt TQM to commit the whole organization to better quality. This approach drives continuous improvement and high standards. ISO 9000 is an international quality standard many firms pursue. Getting certified boosts company credibility and ensures global trust. Now, see how JIT manufacturing cuts waste and raises efficiency. Materials arrive exactly when needed, lowering storage and inventory costs. JIT cuts waste by minimizing inventory and streamlining workflow. It also raises overall production efficiency and lowers storage costs. A stable JIT system needs reliable suppliers to deliver materials on time. Strong supplier relationships help avoid delays and keep production smooth. Now let's explore how firms decide to reinvest or divest. Companies reinvest in markets with clear growth potential for long-term gains. When profits are uncertain or risks grow, firms may divest from a market. This shifts resources to better opportunities and reduces financial strain. Let's move to how firms finance international operations. Companies borrow money with low interest rates to support global activities. Back-to-back loans let a parent company fund a subsidiary indirectly. A parent deposits funds in a local bank, which then lends to the subsidiary. To understand back-to-back loans, first check how direct transfers work. A U.S. headquarters lends money directly to its Japanese subsidiary, but this can cause tax and legal issues. To set up a back-to-back loan, the U.S. headquarters first deposits money in a domestic bank. This step prepares funds without sending them directly to the Japanese subsidiary. The domestic bank coordinates with a Japanese bank to arrange local funding. This setup replaces a direct loan and prepares a safer way to finance the subsidiary. Finally, the Japanese bank lends the same amount to the local subsidiary. This back-to-back loan avoids direct transfers and helps build local credit history. Now, see how equity financing supports global expansion. Companies issue shares in international markets to attract investor capital. American Depository Receipts, ADRS, let foreign companies trade shares in the U.S. market. This method makes it easier to reach American investors and raise funds. Startups often use venture capital for early-stage funding. Investors provide money in exchange for equity and future growth potential. Emerging stock markets can be volatile and affect investor confidence. Companies must manage risks when raising capital in these markets. Internal financing uses profits and transactions within the company group. This approach reduces outside borrowing and strengthens financial stability. Transfer pricing helps subsidiaries manage tax burdens when they trade goods internally. Adjusting prices within the company. Debt financing offers tax benefits but increases financial obligations. Firms use debt carefully to balance growth and repayment capacity. Equity financing lowers debt pressure by raising money from investors. This funding approach supports expansion without adding repayment risk. Let's wrap up with key points for managing international operations. Smart decisions guide production, resource use, quality control, and financing worldwide. Companies must balance efficiency, flexibility, and risk management in global markets. Strategic choices help firms stay competitive and handle unexpected challenges. Aligning production strategies with overall corporate goals ensures long-term success. Well-planned operations support steady growth and global market leadership. Now, Let's summarize the key points about formulating production strategies. Capacity planning matches output to demand, and location planning balances costs and efficiency. The make-or-buy decision sets how much production stays in-house. Outsourcing adds flexibility and reduces risks, while local production depends on resource availability. Managers use total quality management and ISO 9000 to ensure high-quality standards. Just-in-time manufacturing cuts waste and supports efficiency in global operations. Back-to-back loans and ADRs help companies raise funds across borders. Internal financing and smart capital structures reduce costs and manage risk. Thank you
this
for learning
video
about
review, what I
managing
discussed
international operations.
last,
Welcome.
30-40 minutes, and including I didn't discuss about finance and risk management. Okay, risk I did it. So that video would have been a little bit long, but when you I suggest you all to watch one more time recording. It is getting recorded. So because I don't know whether you all are from the background of production, otherwise very difficult to imagine when I discuss about. That is why I brought the video. Hope you all have agreement with me and understood or got the knowledge, idea about the production and supply chain. Okay, what is global production and supply chain is a unified strategic orchestration of a firm physical food point, manufacturing capabilities, sourcing network and logistic channel across national borders. So that means as a definition. Dynamic system, it's not a linear chain, it's very difficult. There are a lot of cross and website like a network. Okay. Shipper and domestic global. So we compared a slide. You know the law, you know the country, you know the people, but when you go to this one, different culture, different politics, different language. So I told you all why MBS, my assumption, MBS sold their product, they are developed over 5 years with the research in India, but they thought it may not be viable for them to continue as their own brand. Instead, they sold the brand to Reliance Retail or Reliance and became the manufacturer of the same product. What they have been doing for DRAM for the Europe and Victoria's Secret for US. And so shifting from domestic to global not easy. India did, MAS did it, but in one country itself they had a problem because multi-language transportation. They went into Chennai, then went into Mumbai, Delhi and Kolkata. Beyond that, they couldn't go for it. So that is why they sold. So now you know the difficulties and understanding the challenges of global production and supply chain. Why global? The core strategies are structured economy. Like I said, most of the companies, when some product through product life cycle, I think we discussed second lectures, second or third lecture, innovation and competitiveness, international product life cycle, particular product in one country, maturing stage. So what they do, the company, they go and introduce the same product in a developing country. So there it is a introduction, launching. So it has another life cycle, right? A new life cycle will start. So like that, so it's a saturated market. So they have to find an option. So they go for global production or even global marketing. So we discussed multinational companies do globalization, one for resources or global production or marketing. Okay, the resources or global production, that global resources, one is a production or a labor, whatever, or material or marketing. Okay, or that sales. Factor endowment arbitrage, capitalizing economic principle of comparative advantage. Like I said, Bangladesh produce garment cheaper than Germany. So Germany produce car, Bangladesh produce garments. Okay. Malaysia started its own car, but I don't know, they were not success. Not much, because Malaysia did it with all these one during Mahathir Mohamad, I think, wherever I think they were starting doing, but it was not very successful. They have a vehicle, but I don't think it didn't go big way. Okay, but India has made it because of the size and other things. They have made it. Okay. Resource and asset seeking, I told that, right? So global production also spreading the assets and other things. So they go for the reason. So it's like a globalization, but we discussed in the first or second lecture. Global production also same. Any question on that? Benefit of international business model, structural optimization cost we discussed, diversification, market responsive customers. So when you say now Nestle in vanilla, they have a factory, because if they had to come from India, it takes time, right? So and again, they had to resource. I hear that coconut and other things are available. So Nestle coconut powder is produced here. Okay, so they do that market response and customization. So easy. But customizing, of course, India and Sri Lanka, there is a commonality. Some products are coming from India as well. But it is difficult to customize in other countries. So better to have it in local. So market responsiveness and customization. Enhanced innovation cycles. Okay, like I said, one country is that one, and you can go to operating global R&D production nodes cross coordinates, pollinates and ideas exposure. So that you get idea, then you may be able to standardize over a period. Okay, you will see commonality and create a product over a period, not immediately. That also one enhanced innovation cycle, and you go for it. How to make it there. Corporate strategy configuration. Global standardization strategy like Coca-Cola does it, or localization multi-domestic like Nestle does it. So example, I didn't put it, please make a note. Anyway, it's getting recorded, you can view it, watch the video again if you like, otherwise you can make a note. Global standardization mainly by Coca-Cola, and localization multi-domestic Nestle, the best example. So there are other kind of companies, but these two enough for your exam purpose. Transnational hybrid strategy, Unilever, right? Or that's called Born Global or something even. Okay. Any question on this slide? Am I going fast? If it's okay, stop, repeat it and I can. Okay. Globalization standardization strategy used by Coca-Cola in their production system. Localization multi Nestle. Transnational hybrid scale by matrix structure components are standardized globally. Scale intensive plant. By final assembly customization. That all transnational big company. Right? Boeing does it or something. Okay. Global food design location is important. We discussed. Okay. Industrial site and selection drivers. Balancing labor cost, productivity. Someday labor cost cheaper, productivity is low, then your cost per minute goes up. Okay, that you know that. Okay, you would have studied in your accounting or costing subjects or managerial finance or whatever the subject you have. Power grid, deep water and what this one. Okay. Square root of no network inventory, right? That inventory cost. Multiplying regional production, then is a problem, right? When you have so many locations, centralized is okay. But unless the property you design, if you have a stock in 5 locations, it's not moving, it's a holding cost. You would have learned the cost, holding cost, right? That is skipping manufacturing. Okay, that also one. Someday manufacturing, you don't get tax. So you can get that also. That is the setting up production plant where the specific trade blocks, that is US, Mexico, Canada, or EU, right? So to transfer new components into locally compliant products, bypassing import duties, right? So because that if you from Netherlands to Norway, so it is part of the Europe, then you produce something and so you don't need to pay tax when you are transferring. So that sort of things you can do that. Okay, from US to Canada, but anyway, that is in the questionable now. America and Canada are not in a good terms. Okay, so the US president and Canadian prime minister is not good in term, and they are having a lot of trade war, and that is why Canada is signing a lot of agreement with Europe plus China, right? So that created a lot of loss to the America now. They are lost a lot of deals, right? Particularly electric vehicles, and so China can export at a low rate of 8 or 10%. I think 8% if I remember rightly. Electric vehicle of 50,000 or 40,000 vehicle annum. So there's a huge opportunity for China. The loss to the America. Okay, that is going on. So, but anyway, tariff skipping is happening because of this regionalization we discussed last week, the last lectures. Okay. Digital production excellence is a network visibility. So now you can see from other countries what is happening because of the digitalization, AI, and other things. Okay. Industry 4, that we are in the Industry 4 revolution. Supply chain control tower. Okay. So that is there. So plug chain and profile. So these are the things now new technology is helping you to understand how things are happening and all these, and you can be network, web this one. So be able to manage. So that is giving or facilitating global production. Why is it important? So that we discuss anyway. Global production is the backbone of the modern economy. Several key reasons are cost efficiency. Like I said, producing garments in Bangladesh is cheaper. They're called comparative advantage instead of producing Germany. Or producing iPhone in US is expensive instead of producing in China or India, right? So that is the cost efficiency. Specialization. By doing it, now see China, that is what the video says. By doing it, they learn it and they develop their own product. Same thing in Sri Lanka, you know, Khemas was the license or royalty owner. Yeah, under licensing, I think they were producing Tide washing powder. Through this, they learned and they developed their own brand called Diva, right? So that is their advantage, specialization. Nation focus by do the best and electronic design, US component, manufacturing, Taiwan, and all. So that based on that, you can get some people are good in some areas. Okay. So like Boeing, getting things from various part of the world. Specialization. Say ship manufacturing, Korea, South Korea, right? Market access. Manufacturing, assembly, produce closer to the target market. So now you are assembling and producing to a closer market, very easy, right? You can decide. Economic development. So it facilitates other countries also to develop, right? So now say Sri Lanka, we are getting, of course, as a part of the development, GSP plus, Europe giving to Sri Lanka. Okay, that you can produce and under GSP plus, we have a, what you call some preferential tariff to export, or that the buyer can import in Europe from us in a low tariff or maybe tariff less. Okay, so that called GSP. So economic development and migrate into that one. So that's one advantage. So this is, of course, you would have seen it in your third or fourth lectures. So I'm repeating the same slide. The future will require change current production system and supply chain, localization, demand, free thinking. So like Nestle does it. So you have to read because sometimes it's going to happen. So that's the future. It was from McKinsey article. I took it June 26th, latest article. Okay. So the regionalizes the transport vehicle increases complexity of, so that we discussed last week. So you can anyways a repeated slide as a part of this one. The success runs a global production network, 6 criteria. Competent assurance, product elasticity, this one, economic sustainability, ecological, that we discuss about pests, national differences in pests, right? Agile collaboration, so quick to learn, quick to respond, right? Digitalization, competency and assurance. So these are the 6 things going to be the criteria for a transformation of global production network. If you want to be a multinational and if you want to be a Sri Lankan company become, so you should have at least these 6 things to satisfy before you become global manufacturing company. Any question? I'm only talking. Can you hear me? Are you all the slides are clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very clear, sir. And
Okay, thank
what do
you.
you think, sir?
Okay, now decentralized production. What is it? Companies don't necessarily manufacture everything in one location. They may be choose to locate different parts of the world. Value chain, research and development, like Dreamliner 787, Boeing does it. Okay. Cost optimization, we discussed the aspect of globalization. Market access, supply chain management. So that is important. International business strategy. So we have studied already, right? Okay, we have studied. So based on this, all these things has to be interrelated and match each other, fit each other. Okay, decentralization production, cost optimization, not minimization, optimization, market access, supply chain management, international business strategy. So this is the key aspect of global production. Example, automobile company, that CEO of media, that you can read it, benefit, reduce production cost, access to new market, challenges, complex coordination, that is difficult, potential for increased logistical transportation cost will come, currency fluctuation, when you come to multi-country. These are the challenges that the global production you have to see. Okay, you are producing, of course, there are a way up still by negotiation, you can prefix. Okay, so that if you are dealing in your dollar, so now they pay $1 and selling it then okay. But if you are dealing with the different currencies, then it's a problem. Okay, now US from ordering in Sri Lanka, they have put okay garments $3 just a garment, and they sell it for $5, no problem. But if a European firm coming and ordering, because they don't come and give orders in euro, dollar, or sterling pound yet, as in my knowledge. I don't know the other they do, but most of these garments still they cost in dollar, because other places the buyer, the manufacturer or a garment subcontractor buy things from other countries in dollar. So that is why they always ask for this, just to avoid this one. So that by doing that, you can avoid this multi-currency problem. Okay, so hope you understand what I am talking. You would have learned it that in your accounts or managerial finance. Oh, yeah. So currency fluctuation exchange risk is there anyway. For country risk, fluctuation risk is there, but you avoid there are mitigation rules and regulations are available or tools available. Political economic stability. These are the things also you have to see in a global production when you are a multinational, when you deal with the production. Okay. Strategy of production and supply chain management. So production activities involve creating a product or service. Okay. So whatever it, okay, you're producing the goods or creating a service. Okay. Supply chain management is a procurement. You have to buy things. Physical transmission of material through supply chain from supplier to customer. Right? You buy something, produce, and there is a process. It goes through produce, input, output, and goes to the customer. Purchasing, logistic, we have to manage it. We have to put and how to manage and all of the things. The strategy objective of the production and logistic functions are lower the cost. You would have studied break-even cost and other things in your accounting. Okay. Ordering cost and holding cost, break-even point and other things you already studied. To increase the product quality, they eliminate the defective product, where companies they use Six Sigma to eliminate or defects. Okay. Anyhow, is it? I don't have time to do, but I'm just talking, so you can make a note of it. Quality reverse reliability, right? So that is reliability. How you open, that is why companies give warranty. Okay, but now a lot of companies are not giving warranties. I don't know why. Okay, if you buy a wall plug, they are saying no warranty, right? So most of the companies, but they are coming from China, they don't have, they just buy in the sale. So they have no company and it is coming from no brand. Okay, if you take a wall plug now, those days wall plug at least 1 year warranty they give. If you go to even Apico, wherever, they are saying, I don't know whether you are experienced, I am experienced in Sri Lanka. Because it's coming from no brand. Oh, there are some brand is there, but that is not a recognized brand to coming from China somewhere. So that is happening, but quality reliability. So the multinational, make sure that there is a warranty given. Okay, if you do Samsung, they give 1 year or something. They clearly say, not for screen, not for this one, like that they say. Okay, if you buy a washing machine, they say. Or if you buy a TV, they say, but specify something, some item, not this one. If you buy a computer, your laptop, they give warranty, but this specifically they say not for battery. Right? So accessories, no warranty. But motherboard and other thing they give. So these are the things multinational company has to do. So it's a cost, but you have to manage it. Okay, whether you are producing Sri Lanka, whether you are producing UK, or whether this, they maintain a product, right? So that, like I said, wherever produced is not a matter, but the brand. So that brands are maintaining that assurance. But most of the non-branded products are not giving this one. Those objectives are interrelated. Okay, so you have to be, as a production and design, you should be low cost and the quality are very, very related. Here the relationship between this one, you can see what I discussed here is there. Six Sigma, total quality management, ISO, the video says how China is doing it in Europe. Of course, in US different. In Europe or UK, ISO is okay. International Standard Organization, so ISO 9000, there are a lot of series are there, right? So food standard, system standard, like that, there are a lot of things are there. ISO 9001, 2015, 2020, like that are there. Okay, so that's every 5 years they change, and you have to, you have got it, and you have to get a certification every 5 years. I think they change it that like that. Okay, products and logistic. So these are the things where to produce, country factors, location economics, location externalities, formal and informal trade barriers, we have to see. How do you produce, how do you take it? Okay, transportation cost from A to B, regulation of affecting FDI. Okay, if you bring a FDI, what are the this one, how to bring the money and all of the exchange future movements of exchange rate. Okay, that how volatile your currency. So there you have to see that. Okay, technology factors, fixed cost, what is the capacity setting, factory setting and other thing, minimum effect of scale, efficient scale, flexibility, you know, as you said, you have not studied. It's called flexible manufacturing, FMS they call, flexible manufacturing system, right? If you take a Toyota system, one line can produce different type of product. It's called flexible. Okay, so you don't have a 5 lines to produce 5 type of product. They have based on the latest technology. They may have to do some amendment to the particular product, but the entire line only to change. So you produce a car A brand, say now they are producing Lexus, then they can produce Toyota also on the same line with some modification, right? So flexible manufacturing systems or FMS and mass customization. That's how you don't need to have a 5 lines. Say if you have a car, Toyota, different Toyotas, this one, but they can produce all in one line, but different time. Okay, not in the one time. Maybe in the future coming, the one line is different that's coming. That is based on the customization later. But time being, I'm not saying only one line, but you can have a 5 lines, but not for 5 different specific product. So any product can be produced in any line. So that is called flexible manufacturing system introduced by Toyota first time. Now I think most of the auto manufacturers are doing it. Okay. So that that will create or contribute to the low cost of that one. So technological factor. We have to produce the production factor. Strategy role for production factors are minimum. Multinational trying to capture gain through dispersed global. That is we discussed. Global learning. Okay, you can see that by learning where to better and what that all. Okay, internalization we discussed. Factories can have a number of strategy role destination, including offshore factories. Okay, offshore factory developed setup that we discussed. Source of factory, several city factories are like that. Okay, so that is Okay, I'm leaving you to read it. If I'm speed, I will repeat it. Okay. So production factors are located by based on this basic, I don't say rule, some sort of understanding, and they are setting up factors. Okay. So based on that, now we'll have one or two videos, global supply chain, and just watch the video.
The global supply chain is an intricate network that connects producers, suppliers, manufacturers, and consumers across the world. It encompasses all the steps involved in producing a product, from raw materials sourcing to final delivery to end users. Understanding the global supply chain is crucial in today's interconnected economy, as it not only drives business efficiency but also shapes global trade dynamics. At its core, the global supply chain operates through various stages, including procurement, production, transportation, and distribution. Companies source raw materials from different parts of the world, which are then transformed into finished products in factories often located in developing regions. Once manufactured, these goods are transported internationally through a combination of land, air, and sea logistics. This multi-layered process ensures that every component of a product is available at the right time and place, minimizing delays and costs. However, the global supply chain is not without its challenges. Disruptions such as natural disasters, geopolitical tensions, and pandemic-related shutdowns can severely impact production and delivery timelines. For instance, the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted vulnerabilities in the supply chain, resulting in shortages of essential goods and delays in shipments. Businesses learned the hard way that flexibility and contingency planning are vital to mitigating risks and ensuring continuity. Technology plays a significant role in enhancing the efficiency of the global supply chain. Innovations like blockchain, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things are transforming traditional processes. These technologies enable real-time tracking of shipments, improve inventory management, and streamline communication between different stakeholders. By harnessing these advancements, companies can respond more swiftly to marketplace changes and consumer demands. In conclusion, the global supply chain is a complex but essential component of the modern economy. Its effectiveness determines how efficiently products are delivered to consumers around the world. While challenges persist, leveraging technology and adopting robust strategies can help businesses navigate the complexities of global trade. Ultimately, a well-functioning supply chain not only
Now you can see
benefits
that
individual companies
the
but
video
also
given a very
contributes
good
to global
idea.
economic growth and sustainability.
Back in the 20th century, international business was a lot more complicated. Phone calls were expensive, shipping was slow, and technology, like the computers and fax machines of the 1980s and
The global
Okay. I will have a break for 50 minutes and we'll start by 12, 1:40.
Hi,
1:40.
welcome to
Okay. And you all are having a class in the early morning, 8:30? Every Sunday now?
We had, sir, yes.
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. I'm a little bit tired in the 12 o'clock. Okay. Anyway, next week I'll see that whether I can change it. That is right. Okay, I need 10 to 15 minutes break. If you all had lunch, okay. Otherwise, have a lunch and come back. 12:40 anyway, I'll be back exactly 12, 1:4.
Sure, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to Education Leaves. In this video, you are going to learn supply chain management. Before learning supply chain management, let's discuss what supply chain means. A supply chain is a connected network of individuals, organizations, resources, activities, and technologies involved in the manufacturing and sale of a product or service. A supply chain starts with the delivery of raw materials from a supplier to a manufacturer, and ends with the delivery of the finished product or service to the end consumer. Companies develop supply chains so they can reduce their costs and remain competitive in the business landscape. Now come to what is supply chain management or SCM. Supply chain management is the management of the flow of goods and services, and includes all processes that transform raw materials into final products. It involves the active streamlining of a business's supply-side activities to maximize customer value and gain a competitive advantage in the marketplace. How supply chain management works. Typically, supply chain management attempts to control or link the production, shipment, and distribution of a product. By managing the supply chain, companies are able to cut excess costs and deliver products to the consumer faster. This is done by keeping tighter control of internal inventories, internal production, distribution, sales, and the inventories of company vendors. In SCM, the supply chain manager coordinates the logistics of all aspects of the supply chain, which comprises 5 parts. 1. The plan or strategy. 2. The source of raw materials or services. 3. Manufacturing. 4. Delivery and logistics. 5. The return system for defective or unwanted products. The supply chain manager tries to minimize shortages and keep costs as low as possible. They recommend improving productivity, quality, and efficiency of operations. Let's move on to typical supply chain management key performance indices. Key performance indices or KPIs are crucial elements of a successful supply chain management strategy. They identify required performance standards and allow supply chain managers to measure performance and identify areas needing attention. Additionally, they are useful for measuring performance improvements. Common KPIs includes cash to cycle time. The time between paying for raw materials and receiving payment for goods delivered, which matters in determining working capital requirements. Perfect order rate. The number of orders delivered without errors, which is a crucial metric for organizations striving for perfection and often broken down further by function. GMROI, or the gross margin return on investment. It measures the amount of gross profit earned on the cost of inventory used, which is a metric commonly used in retail. If you want to read it in details or download the PDF, go through the link in the description. Like, share the video, and please don't
views of supply chain management. That's why I have, so don't think that I am repeating. So this has given different view and little bit practical example they told, and they talk about KPI. Okay, so what you have some idea. So now make or buy decision about whether to perform certain value, certain activities in house or outsource. Like I said, HSPC or WNS Global at HNB headquarters in Sri Lanka, they do a lot of service. Okay, that is also companies are outsourcing, that is available. But some companies manufacturing also outsource. Okay. The factors in decision, product success, specialized knowledge, strategic fit, cost and the production capacity. These are the things you have to check before you decide to buy, make or buy decision. Okay, whether you have capacity issues, you can go for outsource. And product success, specialized knowledge. What about that one? Okay, strategy. If you take Coca-Cola, they have a bottling plant. Okay, they hand over to other people to bottling plant, and because they have a systematic this one, the formula, no one can break it. Okay, so they are made in such a way. Okay, if you have contact columns or something, that their one has to be fixed. No one knows. Okay, so then they are outsourcing the bottling plant. Okay, in Sri Lanka, we want some Arun Beverages doing it. I don't know about Pepsi who does it. So they are done by Arun Beverages or something. I think Pepsi, right? So that's a Singaporean company doing it. So they are doing for that companies. Supplier competencies. So these are the things you have to consider outsourcing or internal manufacturing. Inventory planning. Okay, how do you say whether they'll produce bulk or as and when they want it, they do it or not. So that is based on your Porter's 5%, they would have seen that one, your power. Okay, as a buyer, I have got a, like I said, MAS, tell the supplier they should be deliver goods as and they want because they can't get money. We are supplied, you pay. They don't, right? That's why they manage the cycle time, cash to delivery cycle time. Okay, so now make up my decision how to make is a small video. Watch it.
The make or buy decision applies to both goods and services. Businesses compare the cost and benefits of producing the goods or services within the company and the cost and benefits of getting an outside supplier to supply the goods and services into consideration based on cost-benefit analysis. Let's discuss factors affecting make or buy decision. Quantitative factors. Number 1. Opportunity costs. Opportunity cost may be defined as the monetary value sacrificed in rejecting an alternative. Facilities utilized in manufacturing a part or components are, in effect, sacrificed for any other use. The decision to make or buy often boils down to an attempt to optimize the utilization of facilities. 2. Incremental cost. Only those costs that vary with the decision to make or buy are generally considered relevant. Number 3. Idle facilities. The availability of ideal facilities bears directly on the make or buy decision, particularly with regard to determining the incremental cost involved. If sufficient facilities are available, the only variable, that is those costs that vary with volume, must be considered. B. Qualitative factors. 1. Product quality. Parts may be made in one's own factory in an attempt to control the overall quality of an end product, even though it may be more economical to buy the parts from outside. Number 2. Patents. Legal restrictions may prevent a company from making certain parts. 3. Skills and materials. Required skills may be very technical or materials very rare and special, thereby avoiding in-house manufacture of certain parts. 4. Long-term consideration. It may be more profitable in the short run, for example, during slow periods, to utilize idle facilities by manufacturing more parts in-house. However, this may result in poor relations with suppliers, or even in non-availability of parts from outside sources during busy periods when in-house facilities could be used more profitably in other ways. Other factors. Factors of intangible nature that may influence the make or buy decision are number of outside suppliers, reliability of outside sources, seasonal demands. Example of make or buy decision. ABC Company manufactures and sells gas stoves. It makes some of the parts for the gas stoves and purchases others. The engineering department believes it might be possible to cut costs by manufacturing one of the parts currently being purchased for 85 cents each. The firm uses 100,000 of these parts every year, and the accounting department compiles the following list of costs based on engineering estimates. Fixed cost will increase by $5,000. Labor costs will rise by $12,500. Factory overheads, currently running $50,000 per year, may increase by 12%. Raw materials used to make the part will cost $60,000. Let's find out. Should ABC Company make the part or continue to buy it? Solution. Calculate the total cost incurred if the part was manufactured. Additional fixed cost equals $5,000. Additional labor cost equals $12,500. Raw materials cost equals $60,000. Additional overhead cost equals $6,000, which is 12% of factory overhead. So, the total cost of manufacture is $83,500. The cost to manufacture one part is $83,500 divided by 100,000, which is $0.835. Therefore, the company should make the part itself, because the manufacturing cost per part is less than the present cost of purchase. If you want to read it in detail or
So you would
download
have
the
seen that one,
PDF, go through the
your
link.
accounting also calculated there. Okay. So what is 83 cents and 80 cents? So that you know how you would have done it in your managerial accounting. Make up a decision. Anyway, here also now, based on this only, the multinational company decide whether they want to set up factory or they want to go for outsourcing. So this is the one what we have discussed on global distribution, center management, inventory management, packaging, material handling, and transportation. These are the things you have to consider in your supply chain management, reverse logistics. Okay, that's okay. So here there are some example with the real world example and how Boeing is made. So please watch this video.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Business School 101. Boeing is best known for manufacturing commercial and military airplanes. A single Boeing airplane can be made up of more than 3 million parts. In order to run such a large operation, more than 140,000 people are employed by Boeing in over 60 countries. There are also hundreds of thousands more working for Boeing suppliers across the globe. Without a reliable supply chain management system, Boeing could never have become so successful and influential in the global marketplace. Impacted by the COVID-19 global pandemic, more and more companies start to realize the importance of the global supply chain. So what exactly is the supply chain? What are the major benefits of the global supply chain? How could emerging new technologies influence the global supply chain in the future? In this video, I will discuss these questions with you. Section 1. What is a supply chain? A supply chain is a network between a company and its suppliers created to produce and distribute a specific product to the final buyer. This network is made up of different activities, people, entities, information, and resources. The supply chain also represents the steps it takes to get the product or service from its original state to the customer. Compared with local supply chains, global supply chains are networks that can span across multiple continents and countries for the purpose of sourcing and supplying goods and services. Global supply chains involve the flow of information, processes, and resources across the globe. Section 2. Benefits of global supply chain. In general, global supply chains have 5 major benefits. First, customer satisfaction. To win customer loyalty, companies need to have a supply chain that can deliver what customers want on time. Global supply chain management and close supplier relationships empower companies to leave room for special orders in times of high demand. It also reduces the amount of stock that needs to be retained in the inventory and saves costs for companies. Second, broader perspective. This is one of the most interesting benefits of global supply chain management. A global supply chain widens the scope of learning for people willing to learn new business processes. It broadens the horizons of learning and gives ideas to solve problems through innovative ways as business is done differently in different parts of the world. Third, 24/7 availability. Since different countries have different time zones, the work never stops. There are always people working to meet the supply chain requirements on different continents and at different times. This is one of the major advantages of global supply chain management for companies. Fourth, sourcing opportunities. A global market offers opportunities to select higher quality or lower cost options of goods and services. It offers businesses the opportunity to choose the best suppliers, materials, and products at good prices. It not only ensures economic viability for businesses, but also lets them meet a high standard of quality. Fifth, new markets. Apart from identifying better sourcing opportunities, global supply chain management offers companies the opportunity to expand their business to new locations. Companies just need to up their game and plan their resources strategically to open up new businesses in different countries. This will help them to expand sales globally and provide access to a bigger pool of customers. Section 3. Emerging technologies in the global supply chain. Global supply chains have become highly complicated and crucial for many businesses to stay competitive. The interconnected and sophisticated nature of cross-body supply chains makes them vulnerable to multiple risks, including cybersecurity threats, delays, unforeseen events like COVID-19, and many other adverse impacts. Luckily, emerging global supply chain technology can drastically increase visibility across the entire chain, making it agile and resilient. According to Forbes Insights, almost 2/3 of surveyed companies see the benefits of leveraging new technologies like Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and blockchain. These technologies can give businesses great visibility and control across all logistics processes. Let's discuss each of these in more detail. Number 1. Internet of Things, also known as IoT. The Internet of Things is a collection of interconnected physical devices that can monitor, report on, and send and exchange data. IoT devices are typically connected to computer systems via data or Wi-Fi networks. IoT devices use sensors to measure specific aspects of the world around them, including location, temperature, humidity, light levels, movement, handling, speed of movement, and other environmental factors. IoT devices come in many form factors including chips, smart devices, and mobile sensors. In the supply chain, Internet of Things devices are an effective way to track and authenticate products and shipments using GPS and other technologies. They can also monitor the storage conditions of products, which enhances quality management throughout the supply chain. IoT devices are a major benefit for various industries of supply chain management. For example, farmers can use IoT devices to monitor soil moisture and decide the optimum time to plant or harvest. Manufacturers can use IoT-enabled cameras to spot defects and reject faulty products. Retailers can also work with specialist logistics fleets to track products as they're en route to distribution centers. Number 2. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a wide-ranging branch of computer science concerned with building smart machines capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. The benefits of applying AI to complex operational data include enhanced visibility into the supply chain, faster decision-making, reduced cycle times, predictive analysis of big data, improved quality, productivity, and output, greater supply chain resilience, and the ability to continuously tweak and improve companies' processes based on real-time insights into system performance. For example, Geek Plus is a global logistics technology company located in Beijing, China. Its AI-powered smart warehouse product provides a comprehensive, real-time view of warehouse operations throughout the entire process. When goods enter the logistics center, they immediately undergo data monitoring and analysis. This information is compared against historical inventory data to determine the optimal storage method, and the system chooses the location the robots are to be used and at what precise time. Smart Warehouse also handles assigning tasks to human workers, ensuring optimized collaboration between humans and machines throughout the facility. A report from market analyst McKinsey found that 61% of executives report decreased costs and 53% report increased revenues as a direct result of introducing AI into their supply chains. Number 3. Blockchain. A blockchain is a distributed database that is shared among the nodes of a computer network. As a database, a blockchain stores information electronically in digital format. A blockchain supply chain can help participants record price, date, location, quality, certification, and other relevant information to manage the supply chain more effectively. The availability of this information within blockchain can increase traceability of the material supply chain, lower losses from counterfeit and the gray market, and improve visibility and compliance over outsourced contract manufacturing. Bitcoin, the earliest blockchain implementation, triggered widespread experimentation of blockchain, particularly in financial services. As blockchain gains publicity, large corporations and startups are exploring uses of the technology outside of the financial services industry. Many organizations are already experimenting with blockchain innovations to fulfill a range of needs. For example, Provenance, a supply chain transparency startup in London, UK, completed a 6-month pilot for tracking responsible sourcing of tuna in Indonesia via blockchain. Monograph, a startup launched in 2014, uses blockchain to secure the usage and sharing rights of digital media, such as video clips or brand-sponsored content, and enable sharing of revenue across some media creators, publishers, and distributors. Now, let's do a quick review of today's topic. Global supply chains are networks that can span across multiple continents and countries for the purpose of sourcing and supplying goods and services. Compared with traditional local supply chains, they have 5 major benefits for companies: customer satisfaction, broader perspective, 24/7 availability, sourcing opportunities, and new markets. In addition, many disruptive technologies such as Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and blockchain also provide companies greater visibility and control across their global supply chains. So, what do you think about the future of the global supply chain? Please leave your thoughts in a comment below. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Hello everyone.
Hey.
So now you would have seen that how Internet of Things and blockchain and artificial intelligence can influence global production and supply chain, right? So these are the basic things in the supply chain. Anyway, I won't be testing, okay? But you should know if you are in the international business, global distribution center, foundation of global supply chain network, and type of packaging, 3 different primary, secondary, transit packaging, right? Some announcement going on is disturbing, okay? Packaging data platform, performance, all sort of things. These all just have a background knowledge, but I won't be testing. But you should know as a student of international business and global production, if you are working for a Nestle or some multinational, you will be familiar with this one, okay? Transportation, reverse logistic, global purchasing, 5 strategy, level 1, level 2, like that. I'm skipping something. Just-in-time inventory. Anyway, when we are discussing Toyota production system, we'll understand that.
Have you ever thought there's got to be a better and simpler way to learn organizational strategies? 5 Minutes Learning has a...
Now we see Toyota supply chain manager, Toyota. Please see that one. It has been used by others in the world now. Even Sri Lanka, MBS like Brandix and all, they have trained a lot of people on Toyota production systems. You see, this system can be used for any other manufacturer, not only for automotive. It can be used for apparel. Okay, MBS and Brandix, 2 others have sent training Toyota manufacturing system is one of the world accepted. So it is supply chain. We can just see what it is.
Toyota is a name synonymous with efficiency, innovation, and quality. But have you ever wondered what makes Toyota's supply chain a global benchmark for excellence? In this video, we'll dive into Toyota's revolutionary supply chain management system and explore the principles that have shaped the automotive industry. Since its founding in 1937, Toyota has grown to become one of the largest automakers in the world. At the heart of this success lies its supply chain management system, an intricate network of processes that handles everything from procurement and production to distribution and customer service. Toyota pioneered the just-in-time (JIT) manufacturing system, a game-changing approach to reduce inventory costs and eliminate waste. Components are delivered exactly when needed, allowing Toyota to maintain lean operations and focus on producing only what customers demand. Strong, collaborative relationships with suppliers are another cornerstone of Toyota's strategy. By fostering trust and mutual growth through Kaizen, or continuous improvement, Toyota works closely with Tier 1, Tier 2, and even Tier 3 suppliers. The Toyota Production System, or TPS, focuses on eliminating muda, or waste, while maximizing efficiency. Practices like Jidoka, automation with a human touch, allow Toyota to ensure quality by addressing defects immediately. In today's digital age, Toyota integrates cutting-edge technologies such as IoT and AI into its supply chain. These tools enable real-time monitoring, predictive analytics, and better decision-making. Additionally, dual sourcing and buffer stocks ensure resilience against disruptions, as demonstrated during the 2011 earthquake in Japan. Toyota's global supply chain is designed for agility and resilience. By localizing production and supplier bases, Toyota reduces transportation costs and responds more effectively to regional market demands. Toyota's culture reflects its Japanese roots. Principles like respect for people, teamwork, and long-term thinking guide the company's strategic growth. Employees take pride in their work, contributing to Toyota's reputation for quality and innovation. Toyota's supply chain has revolutionized the automotive industry. Its principles have been adopted by competitors, enabling them to reduce costs, increase efficiency, and stay competitive in an ever-evolving market. Toyota is committed to sustainability. From reducing carbon emissions to encouraging eco-friendly practices among suppliers, the company aligns its supply chain with its environmental goals. Toyota's supply chain management system is more than just a business strategy, it's a philosophy that prioritizes efficiency, sustainability, and continuous improvement. As Toyota looks to the future, its supply chain remains a driving force behind its global success. Like, comment, and subscribe.
This all supporting information for you all. I'm not going to read it. Interest supply chain. I will be doing
Sir?
something else.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. No, I'm skipping this. No, I'm going to do something.
No, sir. Quick question. In one of those videos, it said about how the global supply chain management benefit is that it leads to broader ideas. How is that?
Yeah, so it's actually what is that? No, when you are, if you want to reduce the cost, like I said, instead of producing UK, you have to produce in Sri Lanka or Bangladesh. So you should have. So the supply chain to make optimization. It's a broader thing. This is one subject. Okay, so I'm talking in 10, 15 or 1 hour lectures, no? It's a one subject. Supply chain management is a one subject in a procurement. MBA in procurement and supply chain management, there is this one. So there is the one subject. Okay, no, here don't worry much. Okay, I have skipped something, but anyway, it's a knowledge. But I'm going to come to this some important things. Wait. Okay. So now this is the one. I will give some real world example, so you will get idea how these companies are doing it. Multinational company use specific production and supply chain strategies, maintain a global competitive. One is Toyota, Apple, Nike, Shara is a clothing company, you all know that. Unilever, Nestle, GlaxoSmithKline is a pharmaceutical, so I brought a different industry. So these are the industries. So we'll have five, 6 industries, how they are having the supply chain production. So then you will have idea, real example. Okay. When you come to Toyota, they use Toyota production system mainly on just in time. So just in time means, so when you start the production, the material should come. So that means 0 time lying in the stores. Of course, in Sri Lanka, you say transport and all. That is why I explained how MBS has done it. So MBS has done it. They have asked them to set up a embroidery, because that you say you take a children T-shirt, you'll get embroidery there. So embroidery go to another place and come. You can't have it in on time. Okay. So what they have done it, they have internally different place. That may be the MBS Park toward Purnala from Ambebusa that you know MAS Park. Like that, Brandix has a park in India, Andhra Pradesh. It's 1,000 acres Brandix Park. So entire things are inside the factories. No, not a single thing come from out of the factory. Even scale is advantage, logistic inside. So no need to worry about it. They do everything, right? So then they have all the suppliers and buy all the suppliers of accessories, everything within that park. Brandix has set up in India, the 1,000 acres in Andhra Pradesh. But Sri Lanka, MAS has MAS Park. You all know that. I don't know what is the place to that one, but going toward Kurunagala from Ambebusa Tower. So that is a concept. So that is one. So that is to keep, because sometimes people talk about why not possible. This is how. If you take Samsung village in South Korea. So it's a village and entire things are within a one village. Even employees are there, so no one come from outside the city except you, or otherwise they are living. So that just-in-time project is coming like that. I don't know that I told you all, if you take Tata setting up a plant for their Jaguar and Range Rover, Land Rover, a 400 acres factory. So they can have everything within reach, right? They don't need to import or export or whatever things for they want it, right? So, but in Sri Lanka, because we have a difficulty, we have a factory, small factory, we buy from PETA something, and so that is why the just-in-time not possible. But when you have a factory size of 400, 500 acres, you can have everything. You can ask them to set up their unit in within your premises, or you are close by that. So zero time is possible. Is it clear now? Okay. So production strategies of Toyota use it is that relies on Toyota production system. They have their own system, TPS. There's a book available, right? You can buy it, Toyota production system. The book available about that, maybe around 300 pages. A nice book, you can read it. Okay. Automation with a human touch. Okay, they automate with a human touch, allowing machine to automatically stop if a defect detected, ensure immediate quality control. So is it prevention than post-mortem? Make a note. There is no quality check. It's a prediction, prevention. So it won't pass the next level. So end product won't come with a defect. There may be a component. The components level is stopped. So it says it chooses Jidoka or something, their language term. Automation with a human touch, allowing machine to automatically stop if a defect detected to ensure immediate quality control. Right? Such a way they advanced. I don't know whether you all are aware that MAS educated them, and there's a UK machine. So you need, they made 3 machines into one, 3 varieties of machine. I'm talking about the 3 machines into one. So, and one girl can do, so they reduce 2 operators to space. I don't know whether you understood. So there's a, if you want to make a comment, there are 3 types of operation, right? So 3 machines, 3 different machines. So they made UK machine into a modified machine by a Swedish firm for them to do that. So now what they have done it, so the space is saved by 2 machines, employees saved by 2 people. Of course, there's some sort of cost additional, but still the 3 machines into one. So they merge 3 operations into 1 machine and reduce 2 people, 2 spaces. So that is a Toyota system. Of course, that you can't use the same Toyota system here, but they use that methodology and the model and the process and the concept, and MAS did it. And they were able to save factory space. If someone says, I have 1,000 factories, 1,000 machines, they may have 300 machines, 1/3 of the space. Did you understand now what I'm talking? If not, please ask me. Now, please, you can ask now, because I was a little bit tired. Now I am okay. So, but you can ask me now. Anyone? Did you understand what I am talking?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is a time, space, and the cost. So that's how they use the space. Say now 1,000 machine running in a pay area. Say you say 3 by 3, 9 square foot. Now they would have reduced 1/3, 2/3. Only 1/3 they are using. And 2 staff also reduced. And they can pay a little bit more to that particular operator. That is why their payment is higher than the other garment operators, garment business companies in Sri Lanka. Right? This is one example I was told by one of the CEO when we came for my MBA lectures, not now. I'm talking about 1988 when I was doing my MBA. That one of the CEO came as a guest lecturer. He was talking. I am still remember that, so I am sharing. So now they would have gone to different, right? So that is how that you use the concept to your industry. You have to customize it. So Toyota system is here, and the defects are detected not end of the line, middle of the line. When that happened, so that the same product will want move the next steps. Okay. Supply chain strategy pioneered by just in time that I already told. Parts are ordered and received only they are needed in the assembly line. Minimizing warehouse, so there won't be a minimized warehouse, only a temporary warehouse, right? Toyota also built highly resilient supply chain network. So I said that they because in Japan they have to there's a village like that. Okay, so called Toyota village or Samsung village or because in Korea there are 4 villages. Samsung that 4 make automakers plus 2 TV and appliance companies. Okay, Samsung and LG. Okay, Samsung become the number 1 or number 2 in the world on this one. LG on the TV and appliance. Okay, but other 2 automakers they are the economic contributors of South Korea, right? Same thing. They have a village, so that the village within the village itself everything that particular company they have to commit. So they are part of the suppliers and all other things. So here resilient supply network by holding strategy safety stock for critical local. They have some safety stock. You would have learned it in your accounting when you're studying. Inventory control and other thing. Hope you would have learned it. If not, I can't do anything now, right? Buffer stock they call, right? In costing or accounting, when you're saying buffer stock. So that's why there's a resilient supply. Holding strategy safety stock or buffer stock. Critical component like semiconductor and global distribution. Okay, so these are the things Toyota does it on their this one. So now you see a video about what is Toyota production. Please make a note, and it's one of the best system in the world. And other companies are following. Of course, now General Electric, they say GE workout. That is Jack Welch created a book. You can buy that book also. That if you are really wanted to learn about how to transform a company, it's called GE workout. The book available. Page by page explain how GE was built by Jack Welch. Okay. Now they see this Toyota production system. Watch this.
Toyota Production System (TPS), also known as the House of Lean, is a useful tool that can help you understand the order in which the lean should be implemented. A house is used because it illustrates how to build a structure that will support itself. The foundation will come first, and the wall must be built before the roof can be put on. So in this video, we're going to look at what is Toyota Production System in detail. So please watch this video till the end. Hello, my name is Emmy and welcome back to my YouTube channel, your one-stop solution for all your learning needs. So what is TPS, or the Toyota Production System? So the Toyota Production System aims to streamline the processes and reduce waste in order to increase the efficiency and improve productivity. It also focuses on respecting people in the workplace and ultimately pleasing the customer. The TPS originated in Japan at the Toyota Motor Company in the first half of 20th century by the founder of Toyota. These principles and activities can be applied to nearly any industry. Toyota Production System has evolved into a modern concept of lean manufacturing and is reversed today as a gold standard for process improvement and control. The Toyota Production System is widely used and successful production system in manufacturing that focuses on reducing and eliminating waste while producing the quality products for customer. TPS is based on 2 main pillars, just-in-time and Jidoka, which give us the total production system. where just-in-time talks about making only what is needed and in the right amount quantity, while the Judoka talks about the automation with human touch. The another name of TPS is the House of Lean. This is a typical House of Lean structure. So it is recommended to don't start from your pillars, but start from the foundation. So in this coming slide, we're going to look at how do we have this House of Lean in detail. So what are different elements of House of Lean? When learning about and implementing lean methodologies into a company, many people will refer to as process as a house of lean. This is because it is just like a house must be built properly in order to stand. Lean strategies must also be done in a proper way in order to be successful. The different steps and concepts in lean can be associated with different parts of house being built. When building a house, one must start with the foundation and then build the walls and finally build the roof. When building a house of lean, the same thing must be done. This is especially important because it is important to sustain improvement without the stable process. So when starting of constructing a house, we'll start with the foundation or the base, which must be built for a firm foundation that will support the rest of the process. Well, without a stable process, how can you build a solid foundation? It is impossible. The stability of a lean project is ensured by creating standards that are being followed all the time. Successful companies will standardize all the process possible so that the outcome are more predictable. Standardization also helps to find the fastest, safest and the best way of doing things. We use tools like 5S, standard work and Kaizen. Process all need to be standardized. Everyone should know exactly how to do something in most effective way. If the people follow the same standard, you will get more consistent output. A solid foundation set up the successful implementation of lean, resulting in improved quality, delivery and customer satisfaction. So once we have constructed a solid foundation, next we will construct the walls or the pillars. The two main pillars of House of Lean are just-in-time and Jidoka. The first pillar talks about the just-in-time, where we have other tools like Hyjunka, standard work, Kanban talk time, and Pokayoken 5i. Where this pillar is most about production optimization, ensuring cost effectiveness and efficient operation. But the second pillar is all about quality optimization, ensuring that you have the expanded production that is not wasted on bad results. So once you have the foundation and the pillars, next thing that you need is the roof. The roof of the house is the customer focus, which includes like delivery, quality and cost. Without the roof, the rest of the house will eventually fall and crumble down because of having the wrong focus. Keeping the customer specific want and need in mind at all the time is what will protect the rest of the structures from running into problem. The roof, in short, is the result of our efforts. And in the middle, we will also develop leaders by training them to lead lean initiatives and coach their results for team for the results. At the same time, the employees are now being coached, empowered, and acknowledged to make an impact. TPS is grounded on two main conceptual pillars, Jidoka and just-in-time. And we need both these pillars to be working hand in hand to be truly provide the value to our customers. If one of them is not working, our house of lean will tilt and the roof will surely come down crashing, which will shift our customer focus. So the house of lean basically shows us that there are two factors that really matters when delivering the customer what they want while it's creating the lean enterprise. So one is process and another is people. That is, everything what we do thereafter should be about using the people to improve their process. And if we do this consistently, we will make a drastic improvement in our process.
So now we should get our idea, don't get technical expertise, only just to get awareness. What are the combination of lean house, right? So that is the Toyota system, and then it's a combination of a lot of other process 5S. How many of your companies are using 5S? Can someone say yes or no? Any of your companies you are working is using 5S? Yes or no? Can say yes or no, no?
Not too sure, sir.
5S you don't use? So that's a very old technology. 5S is okay. There are five S's. First letter of the this call. That is I can't remember that 5S. Of course, I use in my company, but so there is yellow line they use how to walk, how to cross, and sometimes you see in the staircases arrows are there up and down. Have you seen? Have you noticed at
Yes, yes.
FGS there? I have seen FGS staircase is was there. There's an arrow up, so they are asking you to walk on that. Down arrow, it's they are asking you to come down. Have you seen that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is one of the mark just to say guide how to walk to cross to avoid the accident. Okay, you walk and other person walk on the same path. The same way in the factory. And say the spare parts or whether your tools, there's a place for everyone, a place for everything. And so and there's a norms. I think within a second or something, you have to find the product or spare parts. Same thing, we have to pick the phone before the third ring start. It's also norm created in the, but like that's why they said stability and the standardization. This is something like 5S. Of course, I don't want to go. This is a one-day lecture on 5S, quality management. I do. Anyway, now I don't do last so many years. I don't teach that. But anyway, now this one, Toyota manufacturing system, there's a book. If you are interested, I don't know. Anyone working for Nestle? Someone said I can remember. Don't you all use 5S? Hello? Don't you all use 5S at your factory panel? Hello? I can remember someone said he was working for Nestle. Okay, anyway, so the company, if you talk, visit MBS factory or the Brandix factory or Unilever factory, of course, they don't say as 5S, but it is, they use the technique. Of course, sometimes they call their own name, like, because they don't want to say that they are using Toyota system. So sometimes they use it. Okay, they rename it as their one. But the basic technology is 5S. First 5 letter SS, this one, that's why they call 5S. I thought you all are aware. I didn't bring that one. Anyway, then the lecture time not enough, right? And this 12 to 3 also a little bit difficult for me. That's why. Anyway, now I'm okay. So here, how Toyota built supply chain system changed the world. The short video. Look at that.
Every factory you've ever seen, every warehouse optimized for flow, every manager talking about lean, just-in-time, or continuous improvement, they're all borrowing from one place: Toyota. Toyota didn't just build cars. It built a production and supply chain philosophy that quietly reshaped global manufacturing. This is the story of how Toyota built the system that changed the world, and why, decades later, companies are still trying to understand what Toyota actually did right. How Toyota built the supply chain system that changed the world. Post-war Japan was not America. Toyota didn't have massive demand, huge factories, cheap capital, endless space. What it did have: scarcity. Toyota couldn't afford excess inventory, overproduction, rework, waste. So instead of copying Ford's mass production system, Toyota asked a different question. How do we produce only what is needed, exactly when it's needed? That single question became the foundation of the Toyota production system, TPS. Most people think Toyota invented just-in-time to reduce inventory. That's only half the story. Toyota's real goal was problem visibility. Inventory hides problems, quality defects, machine breakdowns, supplier unreliability. By removing inventory buffers, Toyota forced problems to surface immediately. When something went wrong, production stopped, on purpose. This philosophy turned factories into learning systems. JIT wasn't about speed, it was about discipline. Traditional factories pushed production based on forecasts. Toyota flipped that. Using Kanban cards, production was triggered by actual consumption downstream. No demand, no production. This created natural flow, lower inventory, faster response, less waste. But more importantly, it synchronized suppliers, factories, and assembly lines into one continuous system. Toyota wasn't optimizing departments, it was optimizing flow across the entire chain. Toyota didn't squeeze suppliers the way many companies do today. Instead, it built long-term supplier partnerships. Toyota shared production plans openly, sent engineers to supplier plants, helped suppliers improve quality and efficiency, expected loyalty, and delivered stability. Suppliers weren't interchangeable. They were extensions of Toyota's system. This created high trust, high reliability, high learning speed. Toyota understood something profound. A supply chain is only as strong as its weakest partner. Perhaps Toyota's most radical idea was this. Any worker can stop the production line. Using the and-on cord, employees could halt production the moment they detected a defect. In most factories, that would be unthinkable. At Toyota, it was expected. Why? Because fixing problems early is cheaper than fixing them later. Quality wasn't inspected at the end. It was built into the process. This dramatically reduced recalls, rework, warranty costs. And it created a culture where people, not machines, protected quality. Toyota's greatest strength isn't technology, it's Kaizen, continuous improvement, small improvements, every day, by everyone. Toyota doesn't chase breakthroughs, it compounds learning. Thousands of tiny improvements, shorter changeovers, better layouts, reduced motion, fewer defects. Over decades, these small gains created a massive competitive gap. And because this knowledge lived in people, not software, it was nearly impossible to copy. Critics say lean systems are fragile. Toyota learned this the hard way. 1997, ASIN fire, 2011 earthquake and tsunami. Global semiconductor shortages. Each crisis forced Toyota to evolve. Toyota responded by mapping Tier 2 and Tier 3 suppliers, building strategic buffers where needed, developing rapid recovery playbooks. Toyota didn't abandon lean. It made lean resilient. Many companies tried to copy Toyota. Most failed. Why? They copied tools, terminology, templates, but they ignored culture, leadership behavior, long-term thinking, respect for people. Toyota is not a checklist, it's a philosophy, and philosophies can't be rushed. Toyota didn't win by being the fastest, or the biggest, or the flashiest. It won by building a system that learns faster than its competitors. That's why, decades later, the Toyota production system still defines how the world thinks about supply chains. Toyota didn't just change manufacturing, it changed how the world works. Supply Chain Legends Series, How the Greats Built Their Empires.
So now you have got idea how Toyota built their system that changed the world. Okay, so Apple
Every factory
production system, so is there. So production Apple uses outsourcing their manufacturing system and supply chain, the global sourcing, multi-hub distribution. Okay, so watch this video.
Apple is known for its innovative and advanced technology, and a large part of that success can be attributed to its supply chain management. As one of the most profitable companies in the world, Apple has a significant impact on the suppliers and component manufacturers that it works with. Recently, reports have surfaced that Apple plans to replace iPhone wireless communications chips made by Broadcom and Qualcomm and to make its own displays. This recent decision to move deeper into making key components for its products raises questions about the potential profits and risks for its own business. We will delve deeper into these questions and discuss the implications of Apple's supply chain bet in the rest of our video. As stated by CEO Tim Cook in 2009, Apple's goal is to own and control the primary technologies behind the products that we make. This strategy is driven by the need for premium products that can command premium prices. By taking control of key components like the silicon brains in the iPhone and iPad, as well as an increasing number of Macs, Apple is able to improve the performance of its products. A notable example of this is the M1, the first Apple-designed processor for the Mac and iPad, which was unveiled in 2020 and received high praise for its performance. Apple's technology strategy is not just about claiming a bigger share of the profits, but also about delivering the best possible products to its customers. While it is clear that the move is not primarily driven by profit, it is likely to have a significant impact on the company's bottom line. Both Broadcom and Qualcomm each look to Apple for around a fifth of their sales, presenting a juicy target for Apple. Furthermore, Apple's production methods, where it designs the product and controls the process, but subcontracts the actual assembly or manufacturing to others, means that the company's recent surge in sales and profits has come without the need to pour more capital into its operations. As a result, Apple's return on capital employed has jumped significantly in recent years, reaching around 60% in 2021, which is roughly double the ROAS of companies like Alphabet and Microsoft. As Apple increases its control of the supply chain, it may force changes in its supply base, leading to a focus on lower margin and more capital-intensive activities for suppliers. This concentration of the supply base can lead to risks for Apple's business, such as dependency on a few key suppliers, and a lack of flexibility in case of suppliers' disruptions or failures. Additionally, this concentration can also lead to issues such as violent protests or labor disputes at suppliers' factories, as seen in the case of Foxconn's giant iPhone plant in Zhengzhou, China. These risks must be taken into consideration as Apple continues to make strategic decisions about its supply chain and component production. In conclusion, Apple's plans to replace iPhone wireless communications chips and make its own displays are part of its technology strategy to own and control the primary technologies behind the products that we make, while Apple's push into component technologies is primarily driven by the need to improve its products and maintain its position as a premium brand. It also presents an opportunity for the company to increase its profits. However, this move also has its own set of risks and challenges that Apple must be aware of and work to mitigate. Ultimately, the success of Apple's supply chain bet will be determined by the company's ability to balance these competing priorities and make strategic decisions that will benefit both its products and its bottom line. It will be interesting to see how this strategy plays out in the future. Before you go, how do you think Apple's move to make its own components will affect the future of the technology industry? Will it lead to more innovation or stifle competition? Let us know in the comments below.
Apple doesn't just sell iPhones, it dominates global logistics. But how did Apple build the most efficient supply chain on Earth? Apple's supply chain is a masterclass in control, speed, and precision. From design in California to final assembly in China, everything is optimized to perfection. They don't own factories, they master relationships. Apple locks in exclusive deals with key suppliers like TSMC and Foxconn to secure priority and quality. Their inventory turns over 40 times a year. That means less waste, lower costs, and faster response to demand shifts. Lesson 1. Build resilient supplier networks. Apple sources from multiple geographies to avoid single points of failure and ensures capacity with long-term contracts. Lesson 2. Use predictive analytics. Apple forecasts demand with precision using real-time data, sales trends, and machine learning models. Lesson 3. Simplify your product line. Fewer SKUs mean fewer disruptions, streamlined logistics, and faster manufacturing cycles. For more content like this, subscribe on YouTube and follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Discover powerful tools to level
How Nike does it, I don't have a video, right? Decentralized, they do decentralized. So what is Apple does it, they don't own a factory, but they do a relationship clearly and make sure that control done it and that goes. So, but other way, Nike does decentralized subcontracting. Okay. So Nike also I have, but I don't know the time. Then Zara clothing, so you can see that. Then Unilever, then Nestle, okay. So how they are doing at Global Cup and other things. So that is something. Okay. Claxco, so they are doing it, and the future of this one, I want you to watch supply chain just as a knowledge.
From factory floors to your front door. The supply chain is evolving faster than ever before, but what does the future hold? By 2030, supply chain management won't just be about moving goods, it'll be about intelligent ecosystems, instant data, and sustainability at scale. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm diving into the top 5 future trends that are reshaping supply chains around the world. First up, artificial intelligence and automation. Forecasting, inventory, procurement. AI is already helping reduce errors, cut costs, and improve delivery speed. Expect fully autonomous warehouses, predictive analytics, and self-optimizing logistics routes to become the norm. Next is blockchain. Imagine tracking a product's journey from factory to shelf with zero fraud. Blockchain will bring real-time transparency, reduce counterfeits, and improve food and drug safety, especially in pharma and luxury goods. The future is green. Companies will be under pressure to measure and reduce their carbon footprints, switch to electric fleets, and source from ethical suppliers. Sustainability will no longer be a trend, it will be a requirement. After COVID-19 and global disruptions, the key word is resilience. Firms are rethinking global versus local sourcing. Expect to see more regional hubs, multi-supplier strategies, and risk management becoming part of daily SCM. And let's not forget the last mile. Delivery drones, AI, delivery bots, and smart lockers will revolutionize how products reach consumers, especially in urban areas. Speed, personalization, and zero-contact delivery will be the new normal. Supply chain management is no longer just back-end logistics. It's the strategic heart of business success. What trend are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more.
Okay, so please go through this video again. The subject of the nature, a particular topic of the nature, because it's a huge subject. I just speak here and there to bring you all global production and supply chain. So at your level is more than enough. But if you are interested in doing that one, you can. It is freely available on the website. Toyota Production System or GE Workout. There are 2 books you can. There is General Electric companies, Jack Welch. Other one Toyota Production System you can buy. No need to buy. You can. Otherwise, my more videos available on the YouTube. You can, but it can take time to search and find it won't come because I have been doing for over a period only. I got all these. Hope you have to understand global production and supply chain. If you have any question, you can ask. Hello. Any question you can ask?
No doubt, sir.
Okay, right. So I have finished the lectures now. Next week we'll be discussing something. That is, I think, international trade theories. Okay, anyone has a question?
No, sir.
So what about our next assignment?
That is not my word. No, that I don't know. This all anyway. I had done my 7 lectures planned and correctly. So then they asked me to do some sort of support. I'm doing it. That I don't know. That you have to ask Sashini or the coordinator, Professor Senatiraja, right? Because I only
Okay.
know that I'm visiting. And my target was, my assignment was 7 lectures, but then due to some unavailability or non-availability of professor, they asked me to do, I'm doing it. My target and my task was only 7 lectures. Then other 8 lectures he was supposed to do, but he had some, this one, I don't know about further details. They asked me to do, I'm doing it. Out of the 7 lectures, I had given assignment. Because of this additional work with other universities, I couldn't mark your lecture, but 50% I have marked. So I have 63 students, I think. So I have marked almost 30. Probably this week, by end, I will finish it because I'm to do preparation of these all lectures. Because when I do with other university we do sharing, but there's a structured sharing. So I do 7, others do 3, 4 like that, actually 10 other places. But here, suddenly they asked me to do other things, other part also. There are specialization, no? So anyway, this is nothing new to me, but I didn't have resources. I had to prepare it. Anyway, I had done it. So because I am familiar with this Toyota system and all. But it's too much for you also. I need to know about that. But if you are really interested, you are saying you don't know fibers. Any of your company using fibers? There are 43 students. No one talking. That's why I am tired. And 23 is odd time, right? So any of your company use fibers, Kaiban, or any of these lead?
So I don't think 5S, but because the slightly older one, but I think Kanban that is being used.
No, that is why when you if you are kind of 5S, sometimes people talk about that productivity improvement, like the different name they come out, right? 5 waste, 7 waste, right? So there are different when you do quality management, they do. But most of the companies, factories, anyone working for factories here? Or manufacturing companies? There are 43 students, no one talking, 42 students. Can someone talk?
No, sir, not. I don't work in a manufacturing.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Anyone
I
working
don't
for
work in the
companies?
manufacturing. No, sir.
You all are from service and other things. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See at least one visit. I think you all do you all have a factory visit part of your lectures?
No, sir.
Don't you have? That is manufacturing management as factory visit. Right? Because if you are not familiar, at least no, none of your company do manufacturing here. There are 43 students, 42.
So I am working in manufacturing organization.
Which company?
JF Packaging PLC.
Which one?
JF Packaging PLC.
A part of Lanka? No.
No, sir, Sri Lankan company.
No, is it part of Lanka? No.
Yes. Subsidiary of Lankan Group.
That is David, managing director, right?
Yes, Mr.
So
KP
that
David.
do you have don't you have you all have got award and no, I have seen he was on the paper and daily FT. So don't you have fiber system in your factory?
Have, sir, I think. I recently joined this company. Earlier also
Fiber, don't they do what do you call induction training?
They gave.
No, I'm saying that most of the manufacturing companies in Sri Lanka use fibers because just to avoid accident. Main thing is accident. Fibers is avoid accident.
Yes.
Anyone else?
Okay.
Fibers?
No, sir.
Yeah, share the knowledge at least now. Because then only the lecture will be interesting and all. Because otherwise, one part I am talking.
Sir, earlier I worked in a food manufacturing company. Here they use 5S concept.
Yeah. So 5S, that's right. If you know 5S, then the next step is Kanban. Then you go for standardization. Then go for that other side of this one. Then become lean company. Okay. I am a black belt certified, right? So Six Sigma black belt certified. But that what I'm saying, I don't work much, right? When I was at my company, I was sent by the company. I saved in 6 months 3 million rupees, right? 3 million rupees. No, you don't believe, not now, 2018, no, 2010. I saved rupees 3 million in 6 months, right? And showed to the factory manager how can they do it. So they continued, right? So that is Lean Six Sigma, right? I am a black belt certified. So I am not a black belt, that this one. So you would have seen that Six Sigma black belt, right? So then now Lean Six Sigma, right? Lean management. So there are a lot of things that are coming, but then I can't teach all. I can just give idea. If you are interested, you have to go back and do. Any of your company, anyone else? So I have 41 students. Anyone else can you share some information? How do you use spare parts, control inventory? Do you use 5S in your factories? If you open your purse, you will have 100 days documents. They are not usable. Do you all do that once a week clearance? Or cleaning your purse or wallet? That's how the 5S start, right? Firstly, ask you to take your purse or your wallet. Then ask you to see what it thinks in a not treasure. You will have everything in your purse. First, you have to clean. And every week, Monday or Friday, you have to clean your drawers. Do you all do? Do you all do in your office? 35 is simple, right? So it is just to that. Then you have to sanitize. So I do everything. Monday or Friday, I do cleaning up my drawers, whether office or home, right? So this is, and there are a lot of seminars going on about 5S. Anyone else? Can you talk? I think on 1% owning and all others are hiding. Okay,
Yes,
if
sir,
no
yes.
response, I don't want to disturb you all, and it is you all are adults. I can't force you all to. You all are learning partners, right? It is up to you to share and talk, dialogue. Then you can learn. Otherwise, the one part and it's a 12 to 3 is a sleeping time. I don't know whether I am keeping alive. Anyway, it's online, no problem. It's getting recorded. So thank you for your patience and listening. Next week we will discuss about international theories, trade theories. Okay. So if no questions, I will conclude the lectures. Please stop the recording. Then I am